Today we're diving into an exciting and controversial topic: China's ambitious plan to build a high-speed rail link to Taiwan by 2035. This isn't just any infrastructure project, it's a massive undertaking with huge technical challenges and even bigger political implications. China has been on a high-speed rail building spree for the past 15 years. They've gone from having no high-speed rail to boasting the world's largest network, stretching over 42,000 kilometers. That's longer than all other countries' high-speed rail networks combined. Now, they're dreaming even bigger, imagining bullet trains zipping across the Taiwan Strait. Background on China-Taiwan relations. To understand why this is such a big deal, we need some context. Taiwan is an island about 180 kilometers off China's coast. While that might not seem far, politically speaking, it's a world away. After a civil war in 1949, the defeated nationalists fled to Taiwan, setting up their own government. Today, China sees Taiwan as a breakaway province that must eventually be reunited with the mainland by force if necessary. But Taiwan functions as an independent democracy with its own government, military, and foreign policy. This situation has caused tension for decades. China regularly conducts military exercises near Taiwan, while the US and other countries provide Taiwan with military support. It's a delicate balance that has kept an uneasy peace in the region. So when China announces plans to build a high-speed rail link to Taiwan, it's not just about transportation. It's a bold statement about China's long-term goals for reunification. The Taiwan High-Speed Rail Plan. So, what exactly is China proposing? The plan is part of China's National Highway Network Plan, which aims to build a modern, high-quality national road network by 2035. This includes both highways and high-speed railways. The proposed high-speed rail line would run from Beijing to Taipei, passing through Fuzhou in Fujian province. Here's how it would work. The line would use existing high-speed rail infrastructure from Beijing to Fuzhou. From Fuzhou, a new section would be built to Pingtan, an island that's the closest point in mainland China to Taiwan. The most challenging part would be crossing the Taiwan Strait. This would likely involve building the world's longest undersea tunnel, spanning about 180 kilometers. On the Taiwan side, the line would connect to Hsinchu and then use Taiwan's existing high-speed rail to reach Taipei. China has designated this route as G3 in their National Highway Network Plan. They've also proposed two other routes connecting mainland cities to Taiwan's offshore islands. The technical challenges. Building this rail link would be one of the most ambitious engineering projects in human history. Here are some of the major challenges. Distance. The Taiwan Strait is about 180 kilometers wide at its narrowest point. That's more than twice the length of the Channel Tunnel between England and France, currently the world's longest undersea tunnel. Depth. The strait is up to 170 meters deep in some places. Building a tunnel at these depths would be extremely challenging. Geology. Engineers would need to drill through complex layers of rock, including super hard granite. Earthquakes. The area has two major fault lines. Any tunnel would need to be designed to withstand potential earthquakes. Air supply. Such a long tunnel would need a sophisticated system to pump in fresh air. Train technology. Operating high-speed trains in such a long undersea tunnel presents unique challenges. Safety and evacuation. Ensuring passenger safety in case of an emergency in the middle of such a long tunnel would be a major concern. Despite these obstacles, Chinese officials claim they now have the technical capability to build this link. However, many experts remain skeptical. Even if it's technically possible, the cost would be astronomical, likely tens of billions of dollars. The political dimension. While the technical challenges are enormous, the political obstacles are even more daunting. Let's break this down. First, it's important to understand that this plan is entirely one-sided. Taiwan has not agreed to this project, nor has it been consulted. When China announced the plan, Taiwan's government dismissed it as wishful thinking. From China's perspective, This rail link is part of a broader strategy to integrate Taiwan more closely with the mainland. They've released a blueprint for boosting connections between Taiwan and Fujian province, which includes building a highway to Taiwan by 2035, creating interconnected living circles between cities in Fujian and nearby Taiwanese islands, helping Taiwanese products reach markets across Europe and Asia via China's rail networks, developing clean energy projects that could supply power to Taiwan. China sees all of this as a way to bring the two sides closer together economically and culturally, which they hope will eventually lead to political reunification. But for Taiwan, this feels like China trying to exert more control. They worry it could be a step towards China taking over Taiwan completely. Taiwan's Mainland Affairs Council said, if the mainland side cannot effectively improve its internal economic problems, the relevant measures of integrating and benefiting Taiwan will be unrealistic. This gets to the heart of the issue. Taiwan functions as an independent country and most Taiwanese people want to keep it that way. A 2023 survey found that only 1.3% of Taiwanese supported immediate unification with China, while 60.3% supported maintaining the status quo indefinitely or until a decision can be made later. So from Taiwan's perspective, agreeing to this rail link would be like inviting China to build a bridge directly into their country. It's seen as a threat to their de facto independence and their way of life. It's not just Taiwan that's concerned. The United States and other countries that support Taiwan's de facto independence are wary of any moves that could upset the delicate balance in the region. A high-speed rail link could be seen as giving China a potential military advantage, making it easier to move troops and equipment in case of a conflict. Economic implications. While the political challenges may seem insurmountable, it's worth considering what the economic implications of such a rail link might be if it ever came to fruition. On paper, the potential benefits are significant. Increased trade. A high-speed rail link could dramatically boost the flow of goods and services between China and Taiwan. Tourism boost. Easier travel could lead to a surge in tourism in both directions. Business opportunities. Faster, more convenient travel could lead to more business partnerships and investments across the strait. Job creation. The construction and operation of the rail link itself would create thousands of jobs. Regional integration. In the long term, such a link could help integrate the economies of Taiwan and southeastern China more closely. However, these potential benefits come with significant caveats and concerns. Economic dependence. There are fears in Taiwan that closer economic ties could lead to over-dependence on China. Brain drain. Easier access to China's larger job market might lead to a brain drain from Taiwan. Property market impacts. Improved connectivity could drive up property prices in Taiwan. Local business competition. Taiwanese businesses might face increased competition from Chinese companies. Economic security. There are concerns about the potential for economic coercion if China gains too much influence over Taiwan's economy. It's worth noting that Taiwan and China already have significant economic ties. China is Taiwan's largest trading partner, and many Taiwanese companies have operations in China. But the current level of separation allows Taiwan to maintain some economic independence. A high-speed rail link would represent a quantum leap in connectivity, potentially tipping the balance of economic power further in China's favor. This is why many in Taiwan view the economic arguments for the rail link with skepticism, seeing them as a Trojan horse for political integration. Environmental considerations. A project of this scale would have significant environmental implications. Construction impact. Building a 180-kilometer undersea tunnel would involve massive dredging and drilling operations, potentially disrupting marine ecosystems in the Taiwan Strait. Energy use. High-speed trains are generally more energy efficient than planes for the same journey, but the energy required to operate such a long tunnel could be substantial. Land use. New stations and rail lines on both sides of the strait would require land that might currently be used for agriculture or serve as natural habitats. Noise pollution. High-speed trains can be noisy, potentially affecting wildlife and human communities near the rail lines. Carbon emissions. While trains are generally less carbon-intensive than planes or cars, the massive amount of concrete required for construction would result in significant carbon emissions. Marine life. The tunnel could potentially disrupt migration patterns of marine animals in the Taiwan Strait. On the positive side, if the rail link did replace a significant number of flights between Taiwan and mainland China, it could lead to a net reduction in carbon emissions over time. High-speed rail is generally considered one of the most environmentally friendly modes of long-distance transport. However, given the sensitive marine environment of the Taiwan Strait, any such project would require extensive environmental impact assessments. The strait is home to numerous species of fish, as well as the endangered Chinese white dolphin. Conclusion. So there you have it, a deep dive into China's ambitious and controversial plan to build a high-speed rail link to Taiwan by 2035. Let's recap the key points. The plan involves building the world's longest undersea tunnel, spanning about 180 kilometers across the Taiwan Strait. It faces enormous technical challenges, including depth, geology, and earthquake risks. The political obstacles are even more daunting, with Taiwan viewing the plan as a threat to its de facto independence. The project would have significant economic implications, potentially boosting trade and tourism but also raising concerns about economic dependence. Environmental considerations are crucial, with potential impacts on marine ecosystems in the Taiwan Strait. The estimated cost could easily exceed $200 billion, raising questions about economic viability. China's 2035 timeline is viewed by many experts as highly optimistic, if not unrealistic. As we've seen, this project is about much more than just transportation. It's a bold statement of China's long-term goals for reunification with Taiwan. The technical challenges are immense, but potentially solvable with enough time and resources. The political challenges, however, seem insurmountable under current circumstances. For this project to move forward, we'd need to see a dramatic shift in cross-strait relations, a thawing that currently seems unlikely. Taiwan's government and people have shown little interest in closer integration with China, and many view their de facto independence as non-negotiable. Looking ahead, this proposal will likely remain a point of tension in cross-strait relations. It symbolizes the fundamental disagreement between China and Taiwan over their future relationship. For China, it represents a vision of a unified China with Taiwan fully integrated. For Taiwan, it represents a threat to their autonomy and way of life. As observers, we'll need to watch how this project evolves in the coming years. Will China push forward despite Taiwan's objections? Will there be any shift in Taiwan's stance? How will the international community respond? The answers to these questions could have profound implications for the future of East Asia and beyond. What do you think? Is this an exciting vision of the future or an unrealistic dream? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos on fascinating global developments.